access that's starting at the end of April. So now is a really great time if that's ever been something that you've even slightly considered or were curious about. You've got lots of time to ask questions, do some research, and see if it's the right fit for you. I may be biased, but I think it's a fantastic program. Access changed literally every facet of my life, even professionally in my past life, working in my last job. So many things to be gained there, whether you're looking to potentially teach or you're just looking to get some better communication skills or learn a little bit more about yoga. That being said, we can have that discussion after class. Let's get started in child's pose. Take your knees super wide. Toes come to touch behind you. Welcome to our online friends. I'm hoping you can all hear me. Can I get a thank you, a little thumbs up from Christy? Thank you so much. Bring your forehead all the way down to the mat. And take a rock side to side, getting acquainted with the textures of your mat. And just being in this space. It takes something to get here, to show up on your mat, whether you're at home or you've made it into the studio this morning. You can start deciding right here how it is you want to show up for your next 60 minutes. Start to create your breath as the foundation of the whole practice ahead. Fill up completely. Notice the pause at the very top. And then exhale completely. Notice the pause at the very bottom. Add in that constriction in the back of your throat, sending your tongue just a millimeter or two back. And we'll start to create that sound on the exhales like the ocean. Listen for your neighbor's ocean waves and add yours to them. Two more big breaths here. Fill up completely. Empty out like you mean it. One more fill. Empty. Downward facing dog. Whether this is your first down dog of the day or you've taken a few sun sals before you've got here, go ahead and pedal it out. Bending one knee and then the other. Stretch your toes. Stretch the arches of your feet. And then create that foundation. Press down through all four corners of each hand. Your big toe mounds. Add your breath to the movement. Inhale, lift your heels to the ceiling. Exhale, lower them to the floor. Two more like that. Fill up and empty. Nice. Last one. Fill. Empty out. Look forward, move forward. Feet to hands. Halfway lift. Bless you. Pull your belly button in and up. Ragdoll. Big C-shaped curve in your spine. Press your heels down and send your sit bones to the ceiling. A nice stretch for the hamstrings all the way up the back of the leg. And you can take your ragdoll, rock it side to side. Maybe we include the arms with those sways. Yeah, get animated, ready to move. Press your feet down. Inhale, extended mountain reach all the way for the ceiling. Gaze to the ceiling. Hands at heart center. Use this moment to choose a drishti right in front of you, something you can commit to for the next 60 minutes. And we'll seal our intentions for the practice with 3 ohms together. Big breath in. Extended mountain, fill your lungs. Exhale, empty out as you fold. Halfway lift, long flat spine. Chaturanga, step or hop back. Upward facing dog, fill up. Downward facing dog, empty out. Breath in and empty. 2 more. Feel the lift on the inhale. Press your chest back towards your knees on the exhale. Last one, fill. Empty. Move forward, halfway lift. Fold. Extended mountain, look up, reach up. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Exhale all the way to the bottom. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Breath in and empty. Lift your heels. Lower them. Last one, fill up. Exhale, move forward, halfway lift. Fold. Extended mountain, chest up, maybe look back. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Find your pause where your elbows are at 90. Up dog. Down dog. Nice control, big breath in and out. 2 more together. Last breath in. Empty out. Move forward, halfway lift. Fold. Extended mountain. Last one. Get big. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breath in and clear it. 2 more here. Last one. Empty out. Feet to hands, halfway lift. Fold. Chair pose, sit low. Fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Pause at the bottom. Up dog. Down dog. Warrior 1, right side. Press your big toe mounds down, both feet. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog, left side. Step and reach, chest up, fingers up. Chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Breath in and empty. 2 more together. Inhale. Exhale. Move forward, half lift. Fold. Chair pose, sink lower. Fold. Half lift. Chaturanga. Get that pause in at the bottom. Up dog. Down dog. Warrior 1, right side. Chest up to the ceiling, maybe a baby back bend at the top. Chaturanga. Nice. Upward facing. Downward facing dog, left side. Press down, reach up. Chaturanga. Up dog, downward facing dog. Breath in. Clear. 2 more. And empty. Last one. Prepare. Step or jump forward. Halfway lift. Fold. Chair pose, sink lower. Last one. Fold. Half lift. Chaturanga. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Right side warrior 1. Lunge deep on this one. Chaturanga. With your breath, full inhale to up dog. Exhale, down dog. Step the left foot forward on the pause. Inhale, rise. Chaturanga. Upward facing. Downward facing dog. Full breath in. Clear it out. Lift your right leg up behind you. Press it so much toward the back of your mat that your entire leg, glutes all the way down to your calf is lit up and active. All 5 of those toes face down towards your mat. Right here, bend your knee, open your hip, stay here, or look to where you want your foot to land and flip over. Nice soft landings, both feet here on 12 o'clock, parallel. Send your chest up toward the ceiling, maybe then close to the front of your mat. Yeah, can your gaze move forward over your fingertips? One more breath. Both hands down, side plank, right side. Separate your heels here. Yeah, your choice if there's a knee down or maybe even a leg lifted. Flex your top foot. Press through both heels. One more inhale. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Full breath in. Exhale. Lift your left leg up behind you. Press down here evenly through both hands, all 4 corners of each. All 5 of those lifted toes face down toward the mat. Yes, so you're closing the left hip just a little. Bend your knee. Now open the top hip. Stay here or flip your dog. Knees track straight forward toward the back of your mat. Yeah, so most of us can bring our toes just a little bit closer together here. Nice adjustments. Lift the center of your hips up, the center of your chest up. Gaze over your fingers, one more breath. Both hands down, side plank, left arm down. Press here through all 4 corners of your left hand. Yeah, so we're using that hand for support, but we can bend the elbow just a little bit here to actively press down. Lift up, one more breath. Chaturanga. Upward facing, downward facing dog. Big breath in. Clear it. Step your right foot forward, crescent lunge. Press down through the big toe mound of your back foot. And then see if you can get the pinky toe side of the foot involved. Press it down. Lift up through the pelvis to the crown. Maybe the gaze goes toward the ceiling. Pull your lowest belly in and up. Keep that length, hands to heart center, twist to your right. Your choice on the arm variation here. Hands can stay together, maybe arms open wide. Press the thoracic spine forward through your chest. You have your hands together at heart center here. Bring your thumbs closer to your chest. Open your shoulders. Last breath in. Twist it out. Crescent lunge. Warrior 2. Stay low in that front knee. Nice transitions. 50% of your weight here in each foot. Lift the front of your pelvis up toward the belly button. Send your tailbone down toward the floor. So now we're long in the front and the back sides of the body. Flip your front palm, reverse your warrior. One breath in. Extended side angle. Bring the fingertips all the way down by the arch of your front foot. And stay nice and low in that lunge, especially if you're going for the bind here. You have the greatest access to that with the knee at 90 degrees. Lift through both sides of your body up towards your ears. Last breath here, reach both arms forward like you've got a big beach ball. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Step your left foot forward, crescent lunge. Set up your feet here first, pressing down through the big toe mounds. And then press down through the baby toe sides of both feet. Strong right leg. Lift up the whole front side of your body, chest to the ceiling. Can you create here that crescent shape in your back? Maybe the gaze goes up and back. Hands to heart center, twist to your left. Big breath in. Exhale it out. 2 more here. Lengthen and twist. Lengthen out. Twist a little more. Crescent lunge. Stay low, warrior 2. That's always a fun challenge, taking that transition with the knee still at 90. Now, if the front leg needs a break, go ahead, give it 1, and then come right back down, low as you can go. Stack your shoulders over your hips. Flip your front palm, reverse your warrior, 1 breath. Extended side angle. Keeping the length here on both sides of the body. So as you inhale, you may feel a lift here through your left side. Maybe get your oblique involved. Last breath, reach both arms forward. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Breath in. Clear it out. Move to the top of your mat, feet to hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Chair pose. Sit and stay. Place all of your weight here in your heels. Sit so far down and back that you feel like you might tip over if you weren't reaching forward. Pull the jawbone straight back towards your neck. Yeah, lengthen the whole spine. Hands to heart center, revolve to the right. Press the hands together and bring your thumbs closer to your chest. Expand your chest and upper back. You've got 3 more breaths on this side. If you want to take this somewhere else, bird of paradise, a side crow. 2 more. Nice. Press through your heel. Breath in, back to chair, and fold. Fingers to toes, forward fold. Wrap your peace fingers around your big toes. Little or big bend in the knees here. Whichever feels restful. I know after those chair twists, sometimes a bend in the knee doesn't feel restful anymore to me, so straighten the legs as much as you need to. Keep a little micro bend. Release your feet. Inhale, chair pose. Reach for the ceiling. Bring your arms onto your back, out of your peripheral vision. Hands to heart center, twist to the left. Press the hands in its center to separate your shoulders. And then 3 more breaths to take this to where you want to go. Breath in to lengthen and twist. 2 more, lengthen and twist. Bird of paradise is press through your lifted heel. Twist it out. Back to chair, everyone. And fold. Palms to toes, forward fold. Gorilla pose. A little bend or a lot of bend in the knees. Press your sit bones all the way up to the ceiling. Let your head hang here. Let your shoulders drop. Release your feet, crow pose. Crow, goddess, any inversion you want here. Pull into your center line. Elbows press out into your knees. Pull your knees in towards your elbows. Yeah, and once both feet get off the ground here, can the toes come together? And now that your toes are together, can your heels come together? Drishti to one spot, one more breath. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Upward facing, downward facing dog. Breath in and out. Move feet to hands. Halfway lift and fold. Extended mountain at the top of your mat. Eagle pose, right side. Right arm under, right leg over. Have a little seat. Put in and keep present your drishti. And your focus on one spot, but a soft gaze. Bring your breath back into the room. Even at home, allow your breath to become part of the space around you. Get loud. Switch sides, left arm under, left leg over. Can you hear, even in the transition, keep your gaze on just one spot? You wrap the legs up, sink a little lower. Nice breath, keep it moving. Switch sides, eagle on the right. Take your eagle even lower here. You know exactly where your default eagle is and where your hips like to stay. Squeeze into center and sit even lower. Nice, one more breath. Switch sides. Last time here on the left. Pull the pit of your belly in towards your spine. Lift those elbows up to shoulder height. Nice adjustments. Last breath. Both feet to the floor. Extended mountain at the top. Reach up, look up. Standing leg raise, right side. You choose. Grab for the knee, grab for a toe. Then externally rotate to the right. Gaze moves to your left. Flex your lifted foot. You do you, Philomena. Drishti settled, come back to center, airplane. Send your foot all the way back. Take your drishti here way out in front of your mat. Yeah, so if you were flying forward, you want to see what it is that's in front of you. That's going to help lift your chest. And then the whole body gets light. Look at that. Open up, half moon. Keep that tiny bend in your standing knee. Press through your lifted heel. And then lift it another 2 inches. Last big breath here. Get to your full expression. Both feet to the mat. Shake it out. Do what you need to do to get ready for the other side. Standing leg raise on the left. Grab for the near toe. Maybe even feel that your hips here are at center. So for most of us, what happens is that knee that's lifted kind of wants to go way up toward the ceiling. Feel that you're at center, and then externally rotate your leg, gaze to the opposite side. And then your drishti can move all the way over to rest above your fingertips. One drishti point at a time. Look at this thing. Now I'm looking at this thing. Back to center, airplane. Keep the toes of your left foot down toward the mat. You feel the outside of that right hip turn on. Now use that to open up to half moon. Keep pressing through your heel even more. Lift it up another 2 inches. One more breath. Both feet down. Shake that out. Dancer or standing bow, right side. And catch the inside of your right ankle, soft crease of your elbow facing out, with the thumb up toward the ceiling. Bring your lifted knee in towards center line. So from your knee all the way to your heel, it's one vertical line. Switch sides. Drishtis are so focused right now. You keep them exactly where they're at. Pull that knee in towards center line. 2 more breaths. Fill up. Both feet to the mat. Tree pose, right side. Foot anywhere you like except for the inside of the knee. So all the way from the ankle to the top of the thigh. Press into your center line here. So your foot's pressing into your leg pressing back into your foot. And you might feel that automatically kind of puts your hips in alignment. Now pull the front ribs back towards center. For most of us, the minute we lift our arms, the ribs kind of want to flare out. So bring them right back in. Nice. Shoulders on your back. And switch sides. Left side tree. Start by creating that pulling in of center line first. Foot into leg, leg into foot. And then lift up. Whatever arm expression here makes you feel big, makes you feel powerful. Add the breath back in for 2 more. Last one. Both feet to the mat. Extend a mountain at the top. Sink your feet into the mat. Reach your fingertips to the ceiling and fold. Halfway lift. Chaturanga. Step or hop back. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Right side triangle. Get really big and long on your mat here. Find length in your triangle as much as you can on both sides of the body. So if you're starting to feel like you're kind of headed down towards your mat in the top half of your body, one thing I like to do in my practice is kind of come back to center, reach everything up to the ceiling, and then get horizontal from there. Yeah, and then once you're as far forward as you're gonna go, then place your fingertips down to a block or to the mat. That's your triangle right there. Side facing, wide leg forward fold. Yogi's choice here, if there is an inversion that you need in your practice, maybe some lunges side to side. Or you choose the arm variation that works for you. I love that. Christy at home is reaching way out forward in front to get a big stretch on the side body. Let your chest fall toward the floor. Nice. Get complete in your side to side movements. Inhale, rise to stand. Namaste, front facing forward fold or yogi splits. You choose your bind and then hinge forward. And then no matter how much you're folding forward here, you can keep your spine in alignment, stay long, lift the front of your pelvis towards your sternum. Pull the front ribs into center. Now pull your shoulders together on your back here. Nice, one more breath. Twist your triangle or twist your splits. Nice, so you can tell that's something you've all been working on. The hips all stayed right where they need to be. One more breath. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left side triangle. Take up all the room on your mat, and then we'll give that a try together. Get your feet out as wide as they're gonna go. Lift both sides of your body here straight up to your ears, and then hinge forward. Get as horizontal as you're gonna go, then place the fingertips down. Yeah, so we're just creating a container with that bottom oblique to hold all the space and length that we've created. Side facing wide leg forward fold. Clasp the hands, take a bind here. A strap or towel between the hands is a great option to get some more room for the shoulders to open. Little bend in the knees here so you can actively press your feet down. I love that. Lift and spread your toes if that's what keeps you grounded. Get complete in your side to side movements. On an inhale, rise to stand. Namaste, front facing forward fold or splits on the side. You choose the bind. Maybe choose one on this side that you don't particularly like doing. And then hinge forward. Shoulders stay lifted toward the ceiling. Now lift the back of your skull toward the ceiling. So you're pulling the jawbone straight back toward the neck. Twist your triangle. And try your best to keep the hips square here. Each side of the body is different. So if there's a need to take a shorter stance so the back heel can ground down, make that adjustment. Nice. And last big breath here, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Roll on out to a high plank and lower all the way down to your belly. As soon as you get there, press down, rise up, locust pose number 1. Spread your fingers here. Get the webbing of your fingers involved. Feel it stretch. Yeah, maybe even some spirit fingers or a bind going on back there. Last breath. Lower down, right cheek to the mat, windshield wiper your feet back and forth. Locust pose number 2, press down, lift up. Pull the pit of your belly to your spine. 2 more breaths. 1 more. And lower down. Left cheek to the mat, windshield wiper. Floor bow. You decide if you're taking on 1 foot or 2 feet. Squeeze your knees together. Send your shins to the back of the room. Hands on the outsides of the ankles or the insides. Allow your shoulders to move back. No need to pull them forward. Release your feet, lower down. Take them one direction and the other. Floor bow number 2. Press down, lift up. Maybe if you took the outsides of your ankles the first time, you try the insides this time. Pull your belly button in and up. Jawbone straight back towards your neck. Yeah, nice adjustments, Christy. Look right down towards your mat. 1 more breath. Lower down. Hands at your lowest ribs. Press down, lift up, upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Camel pose. Bring your knees to the mat. And stack up 1 straight line. Shoulders, hips, and knees. Hands in your back pockets. Send your chest to the ceiling. And then if you're going for a slightly bigger back bend or reaching for your ankles, make it so that your hips are still directly above your knees. On an inhale, rise up and out. Sit back on your heels for high hero. And then camel number 2, press down, rise up. Lift the chest all the way up. If it feels good for the neck, tuck the chin, let the head slide back. Yeah, and your eyes are still open, looking for a drishti point, but let it be a soft one, just wherever your eyes land. No need to strain and try to look way back. On an inhale, rise up and out, sit back on your heels. 1 breath here. Bridge pose, bring your feet all the way around. Flat on your back, knees to the ceiling. Press down, rise up, bridge pose number 1. Reorganize and bring back your breath. Nice, and keep building on that right here. 1 more breath in. Exhale, lower down. Feet here, check them at 12 o'clock, hips width distance. Yeah, maybe even just touch the heels with your fingers. Press down, lift up, bridge number 2. And keep the knees here tracking straight forward. So for most of us, that means squeezing into center line just a bit more. When our hips, our knees, for most of us, automatically want to open. Lower down, big breath in and out. You've got 4 more back bends. You decide what to do with them. Bridge your wheel, press down, rise, stay for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower down, breath in and out. Inhale, rise. Plant your feet here. Yeah, so that when you come up, they stay right where they are. For 3, 2, 1, lower down, breath in and out. Bridge wheel number 3. Press down, rise up. How much space can you create from your knees all the way to your chest? 1 more breath, lower down. One in together, clear it out. Last one, make it big, bridge or wheel. Anything that's touching the floor is pressing down. 2 more breaths right here. Last one, bring your knees just a bit closer together, Allison, yes. Lower down. Supta Baddha Konasana, soles together, knees wide. A hand on your belly, a hand on your heart. Or maybe arms out wide if you feel like you need a bit more space to breathe. Pull your inhales down into your belly. And then on the exhale, pull the belly button to the spine, really clear it all out. Dead bug. Feel for your sacrum and that bony plate at the bottom of your low back to be on the floor. Rock side to side for happy baby if that's where you want to go. Send your feet to the ceiling. Stability. Pull your belly button down to the floor right here. Now lower your right leg halfway to the floor. On your exhale, switch. And on your exhale, switch. Yeah, go at your pace. Flex your feet. Press them out like you're scraping mud off the bottom of your foot. Yeah, and then take your lower back, sitting there when you extend the legs. If you feel that lifting at all, maybe take the legs and don't bring them quite as far to the mat, or place a little bit bigger bend in the knee. Yeah, keep going your pace for 3, 2, and 1. Feet to the ceiling, 60-30 lifts. Exhale, lower them 30 degrees toward the floor. 30 more. Take them 2 inches above the floor and hover. Lift your shoulders. Take a look at your feet. Bring them back up. Exhale for 30. 30 more. Down toward the floor. Take a look at your toes. Pendulum swing side to side. Yeah, maybe all the way up one side and then all the way up the other. 1 more on each side. And then send your legs straight up. 1 more of those. Exhale, lower 30 degrees. 30 degrees more. Down to the floor and hover. Take a look at your toes. Listen. Lift up 30 degrees. Flex your feet. 30 more. And hug your knees. Abdominal twist. Set your knees up over your hips. Maybe even just a little bit further out than your hips. Turn your bottom abdominals on right away. Opposite elbow to opposite knee. You go your pace. You're really twisting side to side. Elbows stay super wide. So maybe it's more like armpits going towards your knees. Yeah, nice adjustments. When this pace gets hard, go faster. And when that pace gets hard, go slower. And you've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hug your knees. Little circles one way and then the other. Rock forward and back 3 times. Make your way to boat pose. So coming to sit all the way up on our sit bones. Heels on the floor or lifted. As long of a spine as you can create. Can you get more space here from the bottom of your ribs and the top of your hips? Lift up, one more breath. Hug your knees, right side half pigeon on your back or on your belly. Keeping the right foot flexed is going to keep any rotation out of your knee joint. And then support your head here, maybe on the backs of your hands, maybe on a block. If it reaches down towards your mat and that's comfortable, rest. Keep the breath moving here. Switch sides. Left knee to left wrist. Take your ankle to the right. And then you decide what's needed here. Maybe a block or two underneath the hip for some support. It may feel nice to place a little block right here. So you've got something to lean into. And if you're looking for more and there's a quad stretch here for you, you can bend the back leg, reach back for it. If mermaid is in your practice, go ahead, take that on. Keep the chest lifted as you go back for that quad stretch. Nice. And bring your right leg all the way around for seated single leg extension. Right leg out long, left knee comes in like tree pose. Inhale to find length, and exhale to fold from your hip creases. We want to create that long forward fold spine here. So just like when we were standing upright doing the forward fold, press the heels down like they're pressing into the floor. Your sit bones. Switch sides. Set up your legs. Inhale, reach both sides of your body to your ears and center of your chest towards your toes. Little or big bend in that knee. Seated forward fold. Ankles can be together in front of you or take the legs wide. Inhale, find your length. Exhale, fold forward. And a lot of us find here that with both legs forward, an even bigger bend in the knee is sometimes needed. Create that connection between your belly and the top of your thigh. Release your feet, tabletop or reverse plank. Press the entire sole of your foot down into the floor. Yeah, especially those of us taking the reverse plank, press down and then lower down. Fish pose, grab for a block or set yourself up with your elbows behind you. Let your shoulders fall down toward the mat. You choose how your legs show up here. We've got Supta Baddha legs happening, knees toward the ceiling, legs out long. Roll to your right side to release your elbows or your props. And let's get upside down, feet above hips, maybe hips above heart. Headstands, handstands, take those at the front of your mat or find some wall space to play with. Shoulder stands, bring your back to plow for a moment. And then see if you can bring your elbows just a little bit closer together. Yeah, to create a more stable base for your low back. Now send your heels straight back up toward the ceiling. Flex your feet. And turn your inner ankles back. Shoulder stands, move to plow. If your toes touch the floor, maybe take a bind down by your mat with your hands. Full inversions, make your way down after a few breaths to a child's pose. Plow to earmuffs, bring your knees down around your ears. And then all of us slowly roll out onto your mat. Hug your knees into your chest. And then drop them over to your right side for a supine twist. Arms come to a T, gaze to the left. You're welcome. Hug your knees back into center, take them to the opposite side. When you feel complete on this side, bring your knees back into center. Give them a little squeeze. And take Supta Baddha Konasana, soles of your feet together, knees out wide. In studio, you've all got a cold eye towel next to your mat. Feel free to reach for that whenever you are ready for it. Take 2 clearing breaths here together. Fill up through your nose and then sigh it out through your mouth. One more fill. Empty out. Shavasana. Take your limbs as long and wide as they need to be to feel completely supported by the floor beneath you. Bring your awareness to your breath and allow it to return to a natural state. An easy pace that you don't have control. And then you just get to be the observer. Notice the breath going in and out. Observe its depth, its textures. Begin to deepen your breath. Lengthen your inhale. Lengthen your exhale. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Maybe circumduct your thumbs all the way around. Explore your range of motion. Bring some movement to the wrists and ankles, the knees and elbows. And work your way to a full body stretch. Fingertips one direction, toes in the other. And then hug it into center. Knees come to your forehead. Give yourself the biggest hug you've received yet today. And then rock over to your right side, infant's pose. Support your head with your arm or maybe forehead down to the floor. Press your left hand into the floor to rise to a comfortable seat, eyes closed, or drishti settled right in front of your nose. On an inhale, sweep your arms to the ceiling. Exhale, hands to heart center. And we'll end as we began together, vibrating 3 ohms, full breath in. Thumb knuckles to third eye center. We bow and acknowledge each other. Thankful for each of you showing up in an authentic way for your practice, and in doing so, allowing everyone else to do the same. Namaste. Awesome practice, guys. Questions, comments, feedback, I am here for it as always. If you're interested in, like I said, the access conversation or just have any questions regarding that or any of the other fun stuff we have coming up in the studio, happy to get you details or point you in the right direction as to where those details are located. See y'all out front. Thank you. Thank you, online yogis. Good to see you. Have a great rest of your day.